All right, hello again. So in my last video, I talked about you know my criteria for what I think would qualify for a post-retirement job or like an early retirement job that you could do. I was able to keep it in under 10 minutes. Um, but in this video, I want to give my criteria, like my checklist, so to speak, for when I'll pull the trigger and I actually retire early. So here we go. Seven of them total. First one, got to have a paid off house. I'm slowly increasing the payments. I don't want to just all of a sudden throw $1,000 on there because I think that would hurt. But I think if I slowly turn up the heat and warm up the frog, I don't think it'd be as shocking, and I can make adjustments in other places. But yeah, I want that house paid off before I retire, and by doing that, my monetary need is like $2,000 or $3,000 less than what it was. So, like at the end of it, when I pay off my house, if I was paying $3,000 a month to get it paid off quicker, and I was still doing okay, well, I now can survive off $36,000 less than what I thought I needed. So that was number one. Number two, uh, no more home projects, no more pet projects, honeydews, major upgrades, repairs, or anything like that. So before I retire, if I need a roof, gonna try to get that roof, that 30-year roof, so I don't have to look at it again. If I have landscaping projects, or if I have I don't know a light switch that I've needed to fix and I just never did it, or holes in a wall. Just actually this weekend, I had a big hole in the drywall of our garage where I had a second air conditioning unit installed a couple years ago. Just now got that fixed. So all these little projects, get those out of the way, so you'd be actually less stressed when you retire, um, so you don't have to think about all this stuff. So just get them out of the way. All right, number three, paid off cars. Uh, I hope to goodness I am never going to have a car payment. I've we have two cars. I have the truck that I'm in now. Wife has a car, and uh, I've had those paid off for 5 or 6 years now. I think I have a 2017, so it's 8 years. My wife has a 2016 car, and next year will be 10 years. We've for her car, like dings and things on the parking lot, or I've had to replace the brakes a couple times. Just cars are way too expensive. So unless you're planning, like maybe you're just into cars and you just want to get a fancy car um, before or after you retire, and like you've been saving, and you're not going to go in debt. Have your cars paid off, have any major repairs done. I think if you take care of cars, um, they'll generally last a long time, especially if you don't use them that hard, or if you're not very hard on the cars. And when you retire, you should be using them less. So yeah, get those cars paid off, get those major repairs done, and it's one less thing you have to worry about. Number four, uh, currently I have 3 out of 4 of my all adult children now still living in the house. Um, Various reasons why they left and came back. Not completely their fault. Either bad boss, layoff, just whatever the case may be. And it is hard to get jobs out there. But it's been like a year or so, and I'm happy that I was in a position to be able to take them in and help them fix things, get back on their feet, pay off some student loan debts and whatnot. But yeah, it's really hard to gauge like your food bill or your utilities, or just kind of how things are going to be when you're retired, when you also have kids in the house. Uh, if you're used to like a multi-generational home or family, or that's how you grew up, well, maybe that just is what it is, and you like it like that. but I don't think we're always going to have the adult children in the house. Um, and it'd be nice to just kind of see, at least for a couple years, what it's going to be like, what the expenses are going to be like before I pull that trigger. So for me personally, uh, make sure all the kids are out of the house. My youngest is 20. She'll be graduating nursing school at the end of the summer, and then she'll get a job. And I have no problem if she stays a couple years, because I had that in a previous video where the new retirement, she can just self fully fund a 401k for 4 years this early. By the time she's like 24, her retirement she's at like coast-fi, and she's pretty much set. If she wants to retire early, she can continue to throw money in it, but for the most part, the hard part of the retirement is kind of set. So yeah, that's number four. Get the kids out of the house. Number five, uh, no major purchases. Um, you know, as you get older, you should want less things because either you just don't want them anymore, or uh, it's not age appropriate. Like, I don't know, if you're 80 and you want to play softball, I guess go ahead. But at that point where you want to retire, you should have bought all of the things. Um, maybe in your 20s, you didn't really know what you like, so you're experimenting and stuff like that. 30s, you should have narrowed down pretty good. I kind of think in your 40s, you should have a pretty good idea of who you are and what you're actually interested in, whether that's a certain subject, uh, like I don't know, who knows, academic subject, and you want to buy like books and things for it, whether it's textbooks or whatever. We'll get all those textbooks before, and that way when you retire, you can sit and read and study and get all into it and do what you will with that. If you're, I'm just making this up, if you're into Warhammer 40K and like all the models and I don't know if they're called figurines or things that you paint, but those are really expensive. Um, and if you're into it, spend 4 or 5 years, buying the stuff before you retire, so you don't have to retire and then drop the hundreds or thousands of dollars into um, that you want to do. So, yeah, number five is basically all your wants and needs, like major expenses, are basically covered. Like, you don't need to buy any more clothes. Like, you're gonna buy clothes because the 40-year-old or 50-year-old is gonna have a different body than the 60, 70, and 80-year-old. But by and large, you're not buying an entirely new wardrobe. You wear something, wear it out. Maybe you've lost weight or gained weight, doesn't fit anymore, get rid of it. Add to slowly. But all the major purchases are done and gone. No more wants. Number six, uh, all the wills, power of attorneys, insurances, they're updated. You kind of have your timeline of when you're gonna start digging into certain accounts, when insurances kick in, or not insurances, but like when to start dialing back insurance. Like if I make it to 80, my wife's older than me, and like we'll just say she's 85 and I'm 80. If I probably don't need $2 million of insurance, or maybe I do. Maybe the economy sucks, but like at some point, you're going to die, and providing you plan for it and you have other expenses and things are going okay, you really don't need death insurance. Like, you're going to die. If you're 20 or in your 30s or 40s and maybe you're still raising kids, that's kind of the purpose of, I think, of life insurance and all those various types of insurance. But I think the closer you get, to the end, you'll probably start dialing some of that stuff back. Um, it's not. I'm not telling you to get rid of, like, if you have an HSA or if you have medical savings. That's not what you're getting rid of. maybe catastrophic care, you can have that. Maybe some long-term care insurance. For the most part, your wife shouldn't be necessarily getting rich depending on when you die. Uh, when you die. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. But wills and power of attorney, they should always be updated, especially after all the life changes. Um, if you did it at 40 and you've had more kids, or like just people like passing or going or coming or divorce or whatnot, those should be updated after all the life events. So, yeah, that's number 6. Last one, number 7. Passive income and investments can pay for the average monthly expenses, and can fund pretty much a decent standard of living that you want. I think if you're generally if your house is paid off, if you bought all your needs, you're generally, for lack of a better word, you're a minimalist, or kind of you're into the essentialism, stuff like that, all those little buzzwords. Even today, I think you could probably live pretty decently, one person, off about $30,000 a year. Um, so, like, if it's you and your wife, maybe that's 60. If you're bringing in 90 or 70 or 65, and you have all these other things done, like you're doing pretty well. Like you're doing a little bit more than well. Maybe not every year going to a big European vacation or something like that, but maybe if you can put back $2,000 or $3,000, and every 3 or 4 years, maybe go on some big vacation, like you're doing pretty well. So, all right, about 10 minutes. It's actually just hit the 12-minute mark. So that's my 7 criteria. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up. If you want to hear more of these little stories and lists and whatnot, go ahead and subscribe. If you have different criteria than what I listed, or more than what I listed, leave a comment below. I'm genuinely interested to hear from you. And if you didn't know, the comments are really helpful. It kind of guides me on whether I'm doing good or not, or gives me ideas for future videos. So please leave a comment. All right, that's it. That was my 7 criteria, and I'll see you in the next video.